Welcome back, everybody, to United State of Mind. Immediately after United beats Nottingham Forest in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final, 3-0. And bro, we got a lot to talk about today. Of course, I think they've just cruised into the final, in my opinion. The title says 1 foot in the final. I think it's 1.5, if not both, bro. But it's not just going to be all that we talk about. We're going to be talking about kind of the mood around the club and the mood around the fan base and how important tonight was after the disappointing loss against Arsenal at the weekend. Maybe look forward a little to the weekend where we play Palace again. No, not Palace again this weekend. Who do we have? Reading in the FA Cup final or in the
Yeah,
FA Cup. So yeah, we got a few things to speak about. Make sure you guys comment, of course, subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Drop a like. But before we get into all of that, Cam, it's been a few days since we last spoke. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Got to bounce back from that Arsenal game. It vexed everybody. The manner in the defeat. I'm saying, even if you expected to lose that game or whatever, the manner, that to concede so late, especially after conceding so late against Crystal Palace, it was not a good week last week. It was not a good week at all. So, but yeah, man, this is what you got to do. Go and get a result when you need to get a result. Players looked a little bit, I'll say a little bit tired, a little bit, but
Laggy, yeah.
3-0, you can't complain. I wasn't super impressed with the performance in the second half, but 3-0, you get in, you get out, and as I said, I want to go to Wembley. Simple as that. Bro. I want to go to Wembley.
Thanks, FTVL. Can you do something for me? But I think on the topic of second halves, bro, that's a great point because I think it's becoming a bad habit of United's recently in that the second half, at least to start it for sure, but like especially in this game, they're coming out a different team, and it's not in a good way. It's not in a sense of like under Ollie, the first half they completely throw away. In the second half, they managed to salvage it. They're basically almost trying their best to throw away all the good work they did in the first 45 minutes. And I don't know if it's something that these guys are just coming out too lackadaisical. I thought today the performance in general was too relaxed. A lot of really lax passing, especially in the final. That final pass from a lot of these players was just way too comfortable, in my opinion. And I think that's one thing that Ten Hag has to continue stressing. And I think he's a big advocate for it. I mean, you saw Bruno at one point. Ten Hag looked like he was going to lose his shit on the sideline. Urgency needs to be maintained in this team, bro. They're not good enough to just rely on their talent like other teams on the planet. United are a great team for me because of their grit, how good they defend, how urgently they do things, and they can't go away from that. But the one thing that for me stuck out in this kind of game is that United needed to take care of business today because you look at this next month of fixtures, bro. You got 3 games a week coming up. You got cup games in every single competition that they're in. I keep stressing that United are the only team left in England that are in all 4 competitions that they started the season in. So getting business done today, now they can go into the second leg and hopefully play some of the kids. Hopefully we see Menu or Zidane Bell. Getting business done today was massively important.
No, I fully agree, man. Like, I think, I don't know. I think it's a mentality thing where let's get it right. We weren't good last season. This season we're based, as you mentioned, on our solidity. So I feel like we fall back on that too much. We go a goal up, go 2-0 up, and we just say, do you know what? All right, default. Let's factory reset. Let's defend, and that's it. And not Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest started getting some joy. I don't think many of our players, individual players, had the greatest game. Casemiro, I think, was off today. Ericsson, we know what he's like off the ball. Wan-Bissaka, he looks tired. He's played four 90s back to back, and you got to think about it. He didn't play for months, so he might be leggy. He might be tired. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I think overall, it was okay. It was okay, but we do have to stop going into that. How do I say it? Like,
It's just complacency. They get into a complacent state for me.
Yeah, complacency, sitting back, relaxing in fixtures like this, because as you mentioned, we haven't got the players who can get on the ball and calm the game down. Pop, 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 cool. Like, next thing you know, 15 minutes is gone and we have the ball still. We don't have them type of players. Anytime we decide to sit back and make it one of them, it ends up becoming a basketball match, ends up becoming a scrappy game. And we're not experienced like that at that level yet to kind of cool these games down and just see it out. But overall, you got your goals, your 2 goals afterwards, after the Rashford goal, and you ended the game. But still think we're giving teams too much of a sniff sometimes.
Definitely. One incident I can remember, in fact, it's the goal that they scored that got ruled off for offside. Rashford, a bit of a lax pass. He wasn't the only one guilty of it, but that's just the example I'm thinking of. And within 3 passes, Nottingham Forest are one-on-one against us, and they score a goal. And luckily, that goal got disallowed, but it shouldn't be that easy for United to get split through. So it's a long way to go. I like this comment here from I Speak Whale. ETH turned the biggest club in the world from crap to trophy contenders in just 6 months. And guys, people have kind of spoken about, okay, United are getting really lucky with their cup draws this year. And they are. Like, other than the Europa League, of course, the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, they've had very good draws all throughout. But if United in their first season under a new manager can break this 6-year trophy duck, Ten Hag, that's a great, for me, platform to build what could potentially be his United project going forward. I think of Fergie with the Ronaldo Rooney era. The Carabao Cup was the first one he won, or whatever it was.
Jose.
Jose at Chelsea twice. The first time, even the second way around. That trophy, that basically feeling galvanized the troops and got them ready to go on a title charge, which, let's be honest, like going from no trophies to winning a title, it's very difficult to do. Even Arsenal won the FA Cup in Arteta's first season. So that'll be a huge thing, not only for the players, but also for any fans who might not even still have doubts over Ten Hag. Get them on side, because fans are starving for trophies right now, bro. You know this as well as I do.
Yeah, bro, that's the thing. Like, this is why I want to win the Carabao Cup. Exactly what you said. And I felt the same way with Jose Mourinho when he came. This is why I wanted to win the Carabao Cup, because if you're a new manager coming in, this is an opportunity to win a trophy and let players know, look, you're capable of going to Wembley and picking up wins. It's not all about, people are going to say Carabao Cup, blah, blah. Ain't nobody going to be doing a trophy. We're not going for a fucking trophy parade after this. But going to Wembley and picking up a result is big. That's what you want to do. That's what breeds winners. Not enough of our players have won anything. We actually have players in our squad that haven't won anything, bro. Do you know what I mean? So you want to go out there, get a result, and it'll help Ten Hag. It'll help the fans just be like, okay, we understand what he's trying to do. The board, okay, this club's going in a different direction. Players, random players that will be watching, oh, Man United are winning trophies again. This type of stuff helps. So that's why we need it. Now, if we were Manchester City, they don't need it. Liverpool, they won it last season, so maybe and they done a parade. But if you're Man City, you don't need it. You win trophies. Chelsea, even, you don't need it. They've won Champions Leagues lately, blah blah blah. But Manchester United, they need it. It's the start. It's the start. We definitely need a Carabao Cup. So let's just hope Newcastle don't do us over in the final. But I'm happy to be going to Wembley, 100%.
Defo. Well, fingers crossed, bro, because we've seen worse in this sport. But yeah, it looks like we're on our way there. 2 super chats here, both regarding Antony, actually. Our fan base is really weird, not going to lie. This Antony agenda is so forced. It's like we have to pick on one player every year. Weird fan base. Yeah, well, that's actually what the next one kind of has to speak on. Scotty Collinson says, give me Antony in the 10 versus Reading. And that was something I saw you tweet.
I don't want to do all of this. This is what we did with Sancho.
He's not. Yeah. What do you think of the nickname Antony?
Yo, this is exactly what we did with Sancho. I don't know about putting him as no number 10 or anything like that, but today he was good. I was very critical of him against Arsenal, but you gotta don't be one of those people who, and this is what our fan base and people do, they don't, if you don't rate someone, if you don't whatever, you don't want to kind of give anyone credit for anything. If McTominay goes and has a good game, I'll say he has a good game. If Elanga goes and has a good game, I'll say he has a good game. I think Antony was good today. First half especially, he contributed to the goal that we scored with the volley. And overall, he should have finished that chance, but it was good combination play. He was a threat to them today. And usually he is not a threat at all. He's not a threat at all, but today he was a threat. So I think it was a good performance. I see people criticizing him a lot, but I don't know. He's going to get that Jack Grealish in it, that even his decent performances, if he doesn't score, doesn't assist, people will say it's still rubbish. Yeah, I mean, but I actually thought he was good today.
Definitely. I think you're lagging, by the way. So if you want to reset that,
all right, calm.
I'll go through this. Yeah, look, guys, I have said this about Antony in that I feel that when he at least hugs on the touchline like he does so often in games, it makes him very predictable. And everyone who knows me knows that I'm a massive Riyad Mahrez fan. Like that's my favorite player. But Mahrez, it's almost very similar as well in that you look at the game against United where United basically packed the middle so much that City were forced to play wide. And Mahrez was basically hugging the touchline. and he was useless because Mahrez is not this guy who's just going to skin defenders. It's not his game. Antony is very similar in that sense, but Mahrez, the next game against Spurs, when he was allowed more freedom to drift inside and get closer to goal, showed what kind of genius of a player he is. Now, I'm not saying Antony is on Mahrez's level, but it's just common sense that the closer you are to goal, the more dangerous of a player you are. So the wider you put Antony, the less direct he's going to be. And I thought today, let me get Cam back in here. I thought today Antony at least got himself into dangerous positions. Cam, this is what I was telling them, is that the closer to goal and the more central you are, the more dangerous you're going to be to goal. It's just common sense. The further you away, the further away you are, the wider you are from goal. That's light work for defenders. That's the goal for defenders to put you in. So if Antony can find himself in more of those dangerous positions closer to goal, he didn't score today. He had a great chance to score. His shot was the one that led to Weghorst's goal. That at least makes him a threat for defenders. My worries for him and the attributes that I don't think he has still exist, but at least make yourself a threat. At least make yourself a worry for defenders. And I thought today, at least get yourself in those positions. I thought he did that really well today.
Look, it's a positive performance after a poor one for me against Arsenal. People are gonna say it's Nottingham Forest. Even if he scored a hat-trick today, people say it's Nottingham Forest. So it doesn't really matter. He played well, and we want to see more of that. That's all it is, really. You know what I mean? Go to the next game, go to the Premier League game against Leeds and perform. Do you know what I mean? Because perfect comment right there from Sammy. The Premier is unforgiving. It's unforgiving. So listen, let him just do his thing, cut through. We know it has to improve. I'm critical of him. It does have to improve because Man United need him this season. Need him. He's really at the moment the only one that can play in that position. So Man United need him. So it's a shame because you want to give these people time, of course. But in the moment, if you want to still achieve what you want to achieve, win cup finals, get top 4, you're gonna need better performances. So today was a good performance. So we move in it, like nothing to scream about. But it's good to see him look a bit more threatening.
100%. People can say Nottingham Forest, guys. The first game against Nottingham Forest, Antony did not play well. So you know what? We'll take what we can get at this point, bro. We gotta take this one game at a time. No pun intended. See my skill here says, are you worried about Barcelona on the 23rd and then the final on the 26th? Quick turnaround, bro. This schedule is going to kill us if we're not careful, bro. Honestly.
Is that the away leg?
No, the away leg is the 14th or it's the first week, and then the second leg is at home. So who knows? Well, the thing is, even if we lose 2-0 in the first leg, right? Ten Hag is not the kind of manager to just throw the second leg. Like he's going to play a strong leg, unless we lose 5-0 at the Camp Nou. We're going to be playing a strong 11 on Thursday. To play now a final where we're also going to be playing our best team 3 days later. Hey, bro, this is really going to be testing the squad's depth because I can't lie. I'm not a believer in it, but damn.
Bro, this is where you become winners.
Yeah. Facts.
If they come out of it with good results, they're going to feel untouchable, bro. If they come out of it going through against Barcelona and beating Newcastle in the final, they're going to feel different. That will make them believe they are winners. That will make them believe they're winners. So listen, the fixture list is there. We shouldn't have finished second in the group. We wouldn't have been here. You know what I mean? Even though that handball they gave to Sancho against Real Sociedad was wild, we just gotta take it. It is gonna be grueling to watch, and sometimes some of these performances, Leeds, I think we got them 2 times.
Oh my God. And Leeds are just shit to play against, bro. Let's call it what it is, bro. They are annoying to play against.
Leeds are gonna be active. You know how they are at Ellen Road. Their pitch, their players, Tyler Adams, all these nasty guys. But we just got to get through it, man. This period is going to be tough, but hey, we're Man United, and if we want to be in every competition, this is what it comes with, man.
Facts. Maltique says nothing about poor Casemiro today. I know Cam said this is one of his worst games, but here's the thing with Casemiro, right? I agree. When I talk about lackadaisical passing, I thought he was a victim of that today. But the thing with Casemiro, bro, is that even in his worst games, bro, he's still one of our better players, in my opinion. Like, he's playing incisive passes, splitting through balls. The goal that Bruno scores at the end, I'm pretty sure it's Casemiro who plays that first ball through to him, splitting 2 lines. Every other midfielder on our team, bar Eriksson, probably doesn't play that pass. Still winning the battles in the middle. Like, that's the thing with world-class players like that. Even on their worst days, bro, they're such good players that in moments, they're going to give you special moments.
Today, he was Today he was just lackadaisical. He was
Mm,
lackadaisical today, losing headers. Gibbs White pushed him off the ball a few times, jogging back. I saw one moment where we were jogging and they were countering, and he just did not even check a shoulder. He was just like ball watching. He was just
yeah,
like he wasn't with it today. Yeah, I mean he wasn't with it today. But listen, of every player at the club that I know is going to be good in this run,
it's
it's
him.
Casemiro.
It's
I
him.
ain't concerned. But today wasn't the greatest performance from him, and he'll know that. Yeah, I mean he'll know that. But there's even a time where they went past him and it looked like he wanted to foul again, and he probably thought, you know what, I ain't doing this no more. Why are you
Ay,
doing this no more, man? So yeah, it was funny, man. But again, as I said, it was just professional performance.
mm,
Lissandro had a really good game. Um, Malacia, I think, had a good game. So yeah, man, like it's one of them ones where there's not really too much to too much to hype about, but too much to be upset about. You're just
facts.
like, cool, professional, get in, get out. You know what I'm saying? And Rashford continuing what he's doing with a great solo goal as well. I mean,
Rashnaldo, bro. That's what he looked like today, bro. That goal. Rashnaldo.
this guy's silly. This guy's on silly moment. Every single time he gets the ball, he's looking and thinking, you know what? I can beat this defender, or you know what?
Mm.
I'm going to score. He's playing with crazy confidence. And as we said, he's just going to keep scoring. I think that's 12 goals in his last 10 games, or something like
He has the most goals in Europe post World Cup. 10.
that. And Mbappe scored five in the flipping against a sixth tier
Yeah.
team the other
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he still got the most. So that's kind of mad. I would have thought someone like that. You know what I mean? So that's good, man. Rashford
Yeah.
just got to continue doing what he's doing now, man.
And what impressed me the most too is again his left foot, bro. That finish on his left, and
Yes.
like when you talk about improving a player, right, individually, my whole thing with Rashford under Ollie's, I didn't actually think Ollie improved Rashford as a player. I thought he gave him more freedom than Mourinho did. I think he gave him more responsibility. He made him his main man, and that therefore saw better performances because he wasn't a bit part player being subbed off with 40 minutes to go under Mourinho every time. But as an individual player, look, I'm not in training every single day, but I didn't really see a difference between Rashford when Ollie came and Rashford when Ollie left. In 6 months under Ten Hag, I'm seeing things from Rashford that I've never seen before in his game. And
He's
that for
just
me goes massively in terms of
Mhm.
Eric Ten Hag's credit.
Oh, he just looks like he wants it. He looks like
Mm,
he wants it now. And the thing is, I know a lot of people are gonna say that he doesn't help getting back and all this type of stuff, but I'm sorry, people. He's the only one that's helping us going forward. It's a one-man attack, pretty much. So you're gonna have to sacrifice something. If you
yeah,
guys want Rashford on the counter, if you guys want Rashford being able to put 100% into attacking play, you're gonna have to suffer. You're gonna have to suffer that. Like you listen to Rio Ferdinand talk about when we had Ronaldo and these guys. Some people you just have to
yeah.
let go and be sorry. You go and do your thing, and that's the position Manchester United are in at the moment. We need Rashford doing everything offensively. So defensively, he's gonna cheat a little bit, and that's just the way it is. Man United fans are gonna have to weigh it up. You're gonna have to weigh up. What do you want? Do you want him to score 18 goals like he has so far, or do you want him to start defending and wasting energy
No,
going forward?
100%. I don't want to compare him to I don't want to compare him to like the best players of all time, but I'm going to right now in that terms of responsibility. Messi, for example, bro. Again, Messi is not Rashford. Don't get it twisted, guys. But Messi, bro, walks 85% of the game. But
Hmm.
when you have a guy who is your player, the guy on your team, the harsh reality is that he is going to be allowed certain responsibilities. Now, for
Mm,
me, when you go to the Emirates, for example, and you're defending for 90 minutes, I kind of had an issue where Rashford. I felt like he had to provide more support for his left back, me personally. But in games
hmm.
like today, when United are going to dominate, bro, you're always going to have one player, your guy, who is going to be offered a little bit more a
Yeah,
little bit more responsibility.
it's the way it is. It's
Yeah,
literally the way it is, man. Seeing Lissandro playing with the headband on his head, it's real men. It's real men.
you ain't got to tell me
You know
nothing
what I
about
mean?
Lissandro, bro. I hope you
That's
noticed Lissandro with his headband on today.
you see what you're trying to do. You're trying to
You ain't,
create. You're trying to create a narrative.
I
That's
learned
what you're
that from
trying
you, bro. That's your favorite. I've been hanging out with you too long, bro.
to do. Yo, that's
Let me
funny.
go through some more of these super chats, bro. El Conquistador says Ten Hag is the best in the world right now. Yusuf N goes Weghorst. All right, let's talk about Weghorst. Weghorst's goal brought tears to my eyes, man. I'm so used to watching Martial in black gloves just standing there after a goalkeeper has parried his shot. Well, let's talk about Weghorst a bit, bro. I know you're not a fan. Like we don't gotta explain that too much. You are
Mhm.
clearly not a believer in Val Weghorst, but what do you think of his overall performance today? Better, I think, obviously better than the game against Arsenal and Palace, just off the merit that he scored a goal. But his link up, his ability to kind of lay off balls for other players. I mean, he had that play in the move for Antony's shot that where he went one on one. Like he kind of plays like a wall, basically. Give it to him, get it back. What do you think of his performance today?
Um, I thought it was all right, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? He had some good touches. I was happy to man said Weghorst's goal brought tears to my eyes. It is so true. What did I say? As soon as he scored, I wrote Martial doesn't score that,
Yeah,
and people were laughing. But nah, like it was a good poached goal. Overall, he made some good touches and stuff. Like it wasn't
damn,
too bad
20 out of
today.
20 passes today.
That's good, man. That's good.
There's
Because against Arsenal, for me, he was poor. Lost every header. It was embarrassing. But today there was a better performance. But bro, his anticipation is mad slow, bro.
mm,
Like you need to get across the box and stuff quicker, bro. I'm not gonna lie, fam. You need to get across the box quicker. But you know what? Fair enough to him. He's just gonna try. I'm not going to fault him for any of his effort. He's going to try his hardest. He's spoken many times about how much he's happy to be a Man United player and how much he wants to be here. So he's going to try, you know what I mean? But doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and say that he's so quality and stuff. But we'll take what we're given at this point, innit?
This guy says he has a good touch for a big man. Yeah, bro. I like what KB in our group chat said. He said even that finish was like Peter Crouch asked about. Like, yeah, he's one of those big men, bro. That's not gonna like command and dominate center backs. He's not. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of a center back was like you brought up the good example of Duncan Ferguson. He's not that kind
Mhm.
of striker who's just gonna bully center backs. He's nice touch, good hands around the rim. That's Val Weghorst, bro. Look, it'll be interesting to see when Martial comes back who Ten Hag tends to favor. Who do you think between the two will kind of be Ten
Mhm.
Hag's guy?
What was that? Sorry, repeat
Between
that.
Val Weghorst and Martial. When Martial does come back, can you see Val
He'll play
Weghorst
Martial.
continuing starting?
He'll play Martial.
You reckon?
Yeah. He'll play Martial. He was just hyping up Martial just the other day as well. He'll definitely play Martial. But
Mm.
Weghorst just got to come and make impact. That's what I was saying. Like, but the thing is, he's not that crazy in the air. He's not crazy in the
No,
air.
not at all.
So this whole like he's gonna be chaos. Mm, mm,
That's not his game.
mm. Not too sure, bro. But I got a question for you quickly. I got a question for you. I mean, the
Go ahead.
guy didn't play today.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say. It was coming.
The guy didn't play today, but you
Go ahead.
think you can dodge it, bro. Thoughts on Luke Shaw against Arsenal?
He didn't have a good game. He didn't have a good game whatsoever. But look, he's up against the best right winger on the planet right now. So it's a tough assignment. It's a tough ask. Now, look, Luke Shaw for me was very poor against Arsenal. I had an issue in that every single time Saka ran at him, instead of really being the aggressor and taking control of the situation, what was it? I think Arsenal had the most touches in the opposition box out of any team in any game this season. I think a large part of it were both the fullbacks, but focusing on Shaw wasn't good enough against Saka. However, I will say this. I don't think United supported him enough. I think we already talked about Rashford, but Ericsson, I think as that held defense, didn't support him enough. But not individually didn't play a good game. But how many games is that from Shaw where he was excellent and then he had a poor game? This is the only player on the planet that once he has one bad game, it's like, oh, the rest was a purple patch.
Only player on the
Should he be playing
planet.
40,
He's not that
40
important.
excellent performances in a row? Is that what you need?
Play him centre back, man. Play him centre
Now let
back.
me ask you a question. You saw Lisandro these last two games. You still telling me you're taking Luke Shaw center back over Lisandro Martinez?
You guys be taking banter too far, bro. You guys be taking banter too
What's
far.
banter?
You guys be taking
Oh, you're
banter
so
too
shameless.
far.
You are so shameless.
You guys be taking banter too
But
far,
how do you live your life being this shameless, bro?
bro.
How do you look yourself in the mirror being this shameless? After you told me
Yo,
to my face you'd rather have Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw at centre back is top level. They're the same level. They're the
It's
same
just
level.
not true.
They're the same level. At centre back, they're the same level.
That's not banter, right? That's your genuine opinion.
I'm serious. I'm serious. They're the same level.
Some people are. Some people you can't help them, guys. Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality of the situation. Luke Shaw will never be better at center back than Lisandro Martinez, bro.
Have you man seen Luke Shaw at centre back? Give Malacia.
I've seen him. Luke Shaw does a job wherever he plays, bro. I think he's a great player, so you don't got to convince me.
Give Malacia his props.
Listen, today played excellent. Malacia, guys. I wasn't on FTBL last year. I wasn't on FTBL last year, so none of you guys saw my thoughts on Tellez on camera. I thought Tellez was absolutely crap, and I had an issue whenever people would say, "Oh, we got to play Tellez over Shaw." They just hated Shaw, so they wanted the hype of Tellez. Malacia, I've been saying we have a very good prospect in Malacia, and there's games where he plays excellently. Against Man City, he locked up Riyad Mahrez. That's my guy. He locked him up. All I've said though is at this stage in their careers, I would play Luke Shaw start over him over Malacia. But going forward, Malacia will have a great career.
You be dissing Malacia, bro. You're
never. When have I ever dissed Malacia?
You're an undercover hater on Malacia.
No way, bro.
Yeah, right, bro. I've seen it, bro.
I've never dissed Malacia in my life.
Where you be calling for Luke Shaw anytime Malacia doesn't have a good game? I know you're undercover hater.
Nah. I don't think I've ever dissed Malacia is like the most irrelevant player, bro. The guy just smiles and does his job, bro. What the hell am I gonna diss him for?
Listen, I've seen you, bro. I've seen it, but we move.
Nah. You see what he tries to do now? He tries flipping it on me, bro. You can't fool me, bro. I'm very familiar with your game, bro. We've been working together how long now? 6 months? I'm too familiar with your game to try that on me,
bro. Oh my days, bro.
So Reading at the weekend. What do you say? Malacia starts or Shaw starts?
Yeah, Malacia. Let Malacia start again. Do you know what I mean? Let him start again. Shaw needs 6 weeks off after that cooking that he got. You know what I mean? It seems so. So let Malacia start again. But I want to see Zidane. I want to see Zidane. That is my one wish. I want to see Zidane. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. And also, Palestri maybe can get a start. But we're gonna have to still play some form of star players. But I do want to see more young players in the squad because, bro, listen, this run. I'm sorry, Ten Hag, you're gonna have to use the whole squad. The whole squad.
Definitely.
You can't play what you played today against Reading. That'll be suicide, bro. That'll be suicide. So we're gonna have to rotate, and if we need them to come off the bench and win us the game, then maybe that's what you do. Keep Rashford on the bench or something. Use him in an emergency. But that's it. Like
after this weekend, when is our next game? Is it in midweek or what?
Our next game is
after this weekend. So we play Reading Saturday, I think, right? Reading is Saturday.
I think it's on Wednesday.
Reading is so we got Prem this Saturday then, or this Sunday. What?
We got Reading on Saturday. Then we got Nottingham Forest on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So that's the game that separates it then. Yeah, then, bro, I don't know. We can still play a decent amount of our starters this weekend, I feel. And then Wednesday, just sack it off for me. That's probably what I would do. Because, bro, maybe. I'm not... Because I think, like you said on Wednesday, I think McTominay will play. Who else? Palestri will play. Elanga will play. Like it'll be a weak team, so you can still afford to, for me, play. Lisandro will play this weekend. I'm sure Casemiro will play this weekend. De Gea will play this weekend. Like, it'll still be a lot of the first teamers, in my opinion. Because, bro,
you're right. You know, so the Prem are absolutely tapped. They actually gave us Leeds back to back. When does that ever happen?
Oh, in the Prem.
We have Leeds at home, then Leeds away. What is going on? Is this the NBA?
That's a piss day. I can't lie. You guys said it's the NBA,
bro. Does this make sense? Bro, back to back.
That's hilarious.
They've cooked our scheduling, man. They've cooked our scheduling. I don't know. They've cooked our scheduling.
Oh, wait, bro. This is when those like northeastern teams in the Eastern Conference go to the West and just do like a 5-game.
That's what I'm saying.
Portland, Memphis, LA again.
LA. Bro, this is mad.
That's crazy.
This is crazy. I've never seen that before in the Prem, back to back.
Speaking of players that could be featuring soon, Sancho, bro, can we please see him this month, bro? We are going to need him. He's back
I'm
in
now
training.
getting to the point though. I'm now getting to the point where it's like, okay, Ten Hag, we get it, bro. You know what I mean? Play him now, bruv. Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that sticky part of the season. We have these lighter fixtures like a FA Cup. It's not You're not bringing him into a semi-final. You're not bringing him in against Arsenal. You're not bringing him against a cold night against Palace. You're not bringing him against City. Reading at home in the FA Cup. There should be no reason why we do not see Jadon Sancho now, man. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, I mean, he's in full training. Surely he can be
Next
at least
Wednesday
a
he
little
has to
bit.
play in the second leg. Like the latest, excuse me, that I want to see Jadon Sancho is next Wednesday in a
Mm,
game that absolutely like is cut out and dry. He
mhm.
must appear in that game, bro. Because other than that, when are you
Yeah,
going to give him that option, bro? He's not going to play against Barca. He's not going to play in the cup final. He's probably not going to play in the league. That's the
yeah.
perfect time for me to test him
You
out.
want
No pressure.
you want him to be fit for Barcelona and
Yeah,
ready. If Ten Hag don't play him in the next 2 games, I am gonna kind of be like,
yeah, that's weird.
kind of feeling like self-sabotage a little bit, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Bet. Any other last opinions on today's game? Any other things that stuck out to you?
I mean, Ten Hag says it there, man. Over the performance, you feel like he controlled it over the 90. There was a moment I could have changed the game, which he's obviously talking about the goal and these mugs doing this. Hold that. Hold that. But is there a moment I could have changed the game? Yeah, no, I agree with what he's saying, man. I agree with what he's saying. We mentioned it before, professional performance, Rashford still scoring, Weghorst got off the mark, better performance from Antony. We can't ask for more. Do you know what I mean? This is
Good
what we
bounce
want.
back, right? Yeah,
Exactly. So we just got to wash away the Arsenal fixture, which was obviously tough. And
disappointing.
now we just move on, man. You don't think about that. Reading, we got a little layoff from the Prem, which is kind of good in a way. Reading, go and beat them. Forest, go and get a result. And then this back to back with Leeds. It's a straight shootout. Yeah, I mean, but at least the first one is at Old Trafford. So hopefully we can get some confidence against them as well. So stoppage time quiz show this weekend because ain't nobody care about the FA Cup like that. And so we're gonna do a stoppage time quiz show. Liaz, you're gonna have to start quick cooking up them questions.
Mm,
It's gonna be lit. Make sure you guys are there. Make sure you guys are there. But the thing is, I don't know if it's gonna be live. We're deciding if it's gonna be live or pre-recorded at this point. So we'll keep you guys posted, but it's gonna be fun.
definitely. Guys, stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for all our content coming up this month because, hey, it's going to be another good one. The progress has been insane recently. Support has been nuts. Make sure, guys, continue liking, subscribing, sharing with all your friends. If you got any United or football fans in general that love football content on YouTube, let them know about us. All the support is definitely felt. So, guys, like, share, subscribe, notifications on. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.